We'll take a quick walk along on the front engine bed casting of the UP 4000 class big boy locomotives. The sheer size of this locomotive is really hard to depict on a video. We're going to walk along and look at all the different components and recognizing that this front engine bed has been completely rebuilt. It represents, in terms of all the components and material, an equivalent to an average steam locomotive such as the 844. You've got spring rigging, all the associated springs, leaf springs, coils, piping, 2 brake cylinders, brake rigging, lubricators, lubricator lines, all new lubricator lines, all new piping, steam passageways, exhaust passage, valve bushings, cylinder liners board, front engine truck center pin, exhaust casting, air pumps, all associated piping in the air cooler, pilot and front coupler, all rebuilt. That's quite a mouthful, but this is quite an enormous project. This is nearly completed, as you can see with the transverse equalizer back here. What you can't see down below are the spring hangers that go to brand new double coil inner and outer coil springs for the transverse equalizer, the dead hanger point, the very last point on the locomotive where the spring suspension system terminates. Each driver is spanned by a large leaf spring. We call it a number 623 spring. They're common to the 800 class, Challenger class, and the big boy locomotives. Down below you can't see because all the new painting. You see the equalizer down there with the equalizer seats and all wear liners. All pins and bushings are all new. Moving forward, you see brake cylinder all rebuilt here in the steam shop, just as we rebuilt the 844s just a few years ago. New pins and bushings, and a real masterpiece of hand-bent handwork with all the lubricator lines, all the force feed lines, valve oil lubrication, engine oil lubrication, each going to the various points on the locomotive. We have a brand new wear liner, very massive forging, machined and ground and ready for action on the big boy. That's where the front part of the boiler, the weight bears down on this front engine. And you can see it's got the front part of the clamp. The rear part will bolt on once we put the front engine underneath the boiler, along with the new stops. Reverse shaft, all new reverse shaft bearings, counterbalance spring back here, and another brake cylinder with all its associated brake rigging, cylinder lever, push rod tubes, all of the associated new non-pressure head, all rebuilt. And we have the transverse equalizer, which connects the engine truck to the balance of the suspension system here. Because of the arrangement of the locomotive, the front engine having to work around this centering device, we have a special equalizer known as an equalizer over the driver. And again, because of the paint, it's difficult to see, but that is a brand new casting. All equalizer over the drivers were cast new because of the years and years of service and the hard mileage that were on them. So those are all new castings. And you can see in place of this leaf spring, you have a coil pack. And that's 2 inner coils and an outer coil and a double set. And this is what spans the driver. So the coil springs are absorbing the shocks and transmitting the load of that frame point, dividing it to the other frame point and transferring the weight on this particular driver. Back to the number 1 driver, transverse equalizer. Down below, what you cannot see is a massive equalizer, just a massive, massive forging. The equalizer pin and the equalizer pin seat are all machined new. They were slightly worn a little bit out, which was causing the front engine truck to carry a load a little bit to the left. All new steam lines, steam joints, wear liners, elbow support shoes, all new studs. Rebuilt steam line with a special cast alloy steam ball joint, spherically ground steam joint down right here, all new studs, all new machined clamps, all new piping, lubricator piping, terminal checks, air pumps. This has just been a massive project. And understand that this is only the front engine. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video.